of the National Conference on New Politics for all of the great work that they have done in making this significant convention possible. Indeed, by our very nature, we affirm that something new is taking place.
Wives have often had to explain to distraught children that Daddy went to jail to help other people. Never before has this university, or its parent university at Durham, honored an American Negro, and it is all the more fitting, therefore, that we should meet today to recognize the creative achievement of one whose contribution to furthering the brotherhood and dignity of man are amongst the most significant in the modern world. So, Mr. Chancellor, I ask you now, both as a symbolic gesture and as the highest mark of distinction this university can afford, to confer upon Martin Luther King, Christian pastor and social revolutionary, the degree of Doctor of Civil Law, honoris causa.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, I need not pause to say how very delighted I am to be here today and to have the privilege of sharing with you in this significant experience. The words are certainly inadequate for me to express my deep and genuine appreciation to the University of Newcastle for honoring me today in such a significant way. And I can assure you that your honoring me today in this very meaningful way is of inestimable value for the continuance of my humble efforts. And although I cannot in any way say that I am worthy of such a great honor, I can also assure you that you give me renewed courage and vigor to carry on in the struggle to make peace and justice a reality for all men and women all over the world. In honoring me today, you not only honor me, but you honor the hundreds and thousands of people with whom I have worked and with whom I have been associated in the struggle for racial justice. And so I say thanks not only for myself, but I also thank you for them. And I can assure you that this day will remain dear to me as long as the cords of memory shall lengthen. There are three urgent and indeed great problems that we face, not only in the United States of America, but all over the world today. That is the problem of racism, the problem of poverty, and the problem of war. And the things that I have been trying to do in our struggle at home and in the struggle that is taking place all over the world has been to deal forthrightly and in depth with these great and grave problems that pervade our world. As you well know, racism is a reality intersections of our world today. Racism is still the colored man's burden and the white man's shame. And the world will never rise to its full moral or political or even social maturity until racism is totally eradicated. Racism is exactly what it says. It is a myth of the inferior race. It is a notion that a particular race is worthless and degraded innately. The tragedy of racism is that it is based not on an empirical generalization, but on an ontological affirmation. It is the idea that the very being of a people is inferior. Well, it may be true that morality cannot be legislated, but behavior can be regulated. It may be true that the law cannot change the heart, but it can restrain the hardness. It may be true that the law can't make a man love me, but it can restrain him from lynching me. And I think that is pretty important also. And so while the law may not change the hearts of men, it does change the habits of men if it's vigorously enforced. And through changes in habits, pretty soon attitudinal changes will take place, and even the heart may be changed in the process. So that is a challenge and a great one for all men of goodwill to work passionately and unrelentingly to get rid of racial injustice, whether it exists in the United States of America, whether it exists in England, or whether it exists in South Africa. Wherever it is alive, it must be defeated. Somewhere along the way, this sometimes sick and often terribly schizophrenic world, we've got to come to see that the destiny of white and colored persons, my friends and co-workers of the state of Alabama, and to all of the freedom-loving people who have assembled here this afternoon from all over our nation and from all over the world. Last Sunday, more than 8,000 of us started on a mighty walk from Selma, Alabama. We have walked through desolate valleys and across trying hills. We have walked on meandering highways and rested our bodies on rocky byways. Some of our faces are burned from the outpourings of the sweltering sun. Some have literally slept in the mud. We have been drenched by the rain. Our bodies are tired. Our feet are somewhat sore. But today, as I stand before you and think back over that great march, I can say, as Sister Pollock said, a 70-year-old Negro woman who lived in this community during the bus boycott, and one day she was asked while walking if she didn't want to ride, and when she answered no, the person said, "Well, aren't you tired?" With her ungrammatical profundity, she said, "My feet is tired, but my soul is rested." That's right. And in a real sense this afternoon, we can say that our feet are tired, yes, but our souls are rested. They told us we wouldn't get here. There were those who said that we would get here only over their dead bodies. All the world today knows that we are here and we are standing before the forces of power in the state of Alabama saying we ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. Now, it is not an accident. One of the great marches in American history should terminate in Montgomery, Alabama. Yes, sir. Just 10 years ago in this very city, a new philosophy was born of the Negro struggle. Montgomery was the first city in the South in which the entire Negro community united and squarely faced its age-old oppressor. Yes, sir. Out of its struggle, more than bus segregation was won. A new idea, more powerful than guns or clubs, was born. Negroes took it and carried it across the South in epic battle that electrified the nation and the world. Yet strangely, the climatic conflicts always were fought and won on Alabama soil. After Montgomery's heroic confrontations loomed up in Mississippi, Arkansas, Georgia, and elsewhere. But not until the colossus of segregation was challenged in Birmingham did the conscience of America begin to bleed. White America was profoundly aroused by Birmingham because it witnessed a whole community of Negroes facing terror and brutality with majestic scorn and heroic courage. Maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over that. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. So just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
feel the Dr. King movement is a situation to keep people moving to the next level. On Mondays from 11 to 12, we have the Dr. King movement. And we're featuring Dr. King this week on what Dr. King said as we look over some of his tapes. And you might ask yourself, where do we go from here? America is opening up with Trump in there, with so much confusion, with kids don't have enough money to carry them to school. The school system is breaking down. The health system is breaking down. The mental health system is breaking down. Young men from Vietnam dying with Agent Orange. Young men come from Afghanistan and from the Gulf War with limbs, legs, arms gone. And this country is not taking care of its veterans. It's not taking care of seniors. Tonight, I'm saying that if God be the glory, be the strength, we shall overcome. Dr. King said he had been to the mountaintop. He had looked over. And Dr. King was saying, if we're going to make it, it's going to be a hard struggle, but the system going to fall down because of racism, because of not taking care of the medical condition of its citizens. Natural disaster back to back is happening in every state in America. Fires, floods, tornadoes, earthquake, flood, mudslide is happening because we American whites have refused to let us into the game. They keep us on the outside of the political game, outside of human rights game. They're keeping us out. The financial game, the $1 trillion flow, they're keeping us out. But God gonna create a way for us to come into the political game. I want you to know that. God gonna create a way for us to come into the game. And when God create that way for us to come in the game, you that's in Mississippi, that's in Arkansas, Georgia, Washington, Las Vegas, California, those that's in Las Vegas, Minnesota, Kansas City, Missouri, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, South Dakota, North Dakota, Alabama, North Alabama, South Alabama, Florida, Orlando, Key West, Florida, Hawaii. God will bring about a change like man have never seen. In the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King tonight, we're asking for your help and your breakthrough. And when we talk about civil rights, in 2017, we have a government not functioning. It's keeping people out of this country. And we got people coming in this country, build this country, make this country. Is it right? No. Is it right to put the school kids out of school? No, it's wrong. So I'm saying to you tonight, in the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King, there will be some doors open up. I say, in the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King, the truth will come out on what's going on with all the monies that been raised to help poor people, homeless people, You got people sleeping under a tent. You got people sleeping under the bridge in tents. This is the richest country in the world. We got people that yet starving, hunger, no jobs. The first five, the last high. We gotta have I said 95% of women and males in jail of color because of racism, white supremacy. And we're dealing with hate crimes, hating blacks, hating Jews, hating Native America, hating Japanese, hating Indians. We in a terrible situation. Only God can bring us out. I want to say it to you and you. When you think about Dr. Martin Luther King paid his life, and that means that all of us must get involved in our school, with our children, at work, in church. We must call our pastor and make them work. We will make the politicians work. Because when a man don't have a job, he don't exist. When he don't have a job and can work to take care of his family or just take care of himself. So I believe that now is the time for you to move up and step up and do what you need to do. And I gotta take what Dr. King was speaking, and he was speaking about in Memphis, in Montgomery, in London, how he was trying to wake up the black man. He was trying to speak life into a dead man. And I want to tell you, over 160 million blacks came from Africa. Some died, some made it. They were treated like horses, cattle. The men was made to be homosexual. The women was made to be bed wenches. And they was hung by the thousands. In some of our state of Indiana, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Georgia, Illinois, Ohio, the race in Florida fed to alligators, took your skin and made shoes out of it. Just the kind of evil, sick man, mind man that we can deal with. Nothing but God to deal with him, to bring him where he ought to be. The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. movement want you to stand up tonight in the room. Listen, you can go to my website, thusseedabrahamyellowsite.com. This is Bishop Turner. I'm your host for the Dr. Martin Luther King movement. Come on Blog Talk Radio from 11 to 12, on YouTube from 11 to 12. So we want to share with you and you and you. And you got a job, if you got a problem with your union, you got a problem on your job, and most discrimination is going on jobs. They find people and the little groups are doing all that, but if we stand together, we can stomp out this racism in the city of Chicago. And what's happening, the reason pretty much is racism. In Detroit is racism, in Washington D.C. is racism, and the racism going to the guns. It's somebody selling guns to our youth, somebody bringing dope into our community, and the government is responsible to stop all foreign entities or those that are on the inside of this country selling dope, shooting and killing people. It's the government job to stop that's going on with its citizens. We are citizens of America we should be treated like citizens of America, and we should be treated right and deal with us right. I say. So I want to tell you that come to Dr. King movement. If you got a problem got to do with civil rights, call me. If you planning on going to Washington, call me. Because as soon as it get along, we can be doing some things to bring about some doors to open up for poor people, black, white, brown. What if you're poor, you need a leg up. In Chicago, we need jobs. In Detroit, we need jobs. In Alabama, in Mississippi, we need jobs for our youth. And I'm talking about jobs that pay, jobs that a man can feed his family. And we had to create in this country Ford, General Motors, Chrysler, and Wall Street, the banks, and business got to bring more jobs back to America. Stop being so greedy, getting all jobs out of the country, then trying to sell your product. How can you sell product when people ain't got no job? People ain't got no jobs, so how can they buy the expensive cars when they ain't got no job to make no money? Because you took the car out of the country and had it made and brought it back to sell it to us. We can't buy it because you took the job from us and gave it to somebody else for scab labor. This is some of the things that are going on in the Dr. King movement. Stay focused. Dr. King movement will break you with the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King. And I want to say to you, you need to join in and be a part of the movement. Write me and say, Bishop, send me a movement card. I'm making some movement cards where you can have one. And it's a number you can call where you get some help right away all over the country. Ashe. Thank you for that. That would be something that would work for you. The Dr. Martin Luther King movement is up, live, and well. And we're talking about equality for all people, black, white, brown, white. We're talking about white supremacy, racism, and we're talking about overcoming the addictions that have been put on us across this country. And we are getting ready to bring all races together where we may deal with the criminal element that's going on in our country.